and gentlemen, for the first time at this festival, would you hear the telling of the tale of St. George and the Dragon right here, right now? Say aye! Aye! And here's where the magic begins. For this tale begins as all true tales begin. Ever as loud as you can. Once upon a time, let's hear it. Once upon a time!
Long, long ago, far, far away to the east, there lived a queen. Queen Ariana trumpets everyone!
Now, Queen Ariana was a wise queen. Be wise. See?
She was a fair queen.
Be fair. And she, apparently a bit of a juggling queen as well. Fair juggling. She had but one daughter. The beautiful Princess Gwen, everybody.
Yes. And the princess did say as loud as you can, say, I be the princess sweet and kind.
I be the princess sweet and kind.
Pretty of face and bright of mind.
Pretty of face and bright of mind.
Everyone give Gwen a hand. The queen was happy to have such a beautiful daughter. Be
like, wow! Woo! Yes.
Really happy. Think Justin Bieber. The queen was so happy she went back to her throne to think happy thoughts.
One day, while the beautiful princess was in the royal gardens, smelling the fragrant jasmine flowers, take a big sip, go.
An evil dragon burst upon the scene. Everybody, take your boat. The dragon roared.
The princess screamed.
Long and loud. I think the princess was winning. That's pretty good.
Nonplussed by all that screaming, the dragon
grabbed the princess nicely by the hand and took her up to his deep, dank, dark cave over here in the corner. Give the dragon a bell.
The queen was sad.
And she petitioned
heaven to send her a hero. Say, send me a hero!
Send me a hero!
Heaven did hear her cry, and an angel brought forth St. George!
So first for the angel, everyone. And now for St. George. Hip, hip. Awesome.
And there he stood, St. George, triumphant from recent crusades.
And he did say, I be George, brave and true.
I be George, brave and true.
I be here to fight for you.
I be here to fight for you.
Give him a hand. Stay here.
And the queen did say, my daughter's held by dragon fierce.
My daughter's held by dragon fierce.
Until its heart your sword shall pierce.
Until its heart your sword shall pierce.
I will give Gwen a hand.
She charged that St. George should go find her daughter. Say, go find my daughter.
Go find my daughter.
Yeah.
Then I want your lunch money. Yeah. And then clean my room. Yeah. It's good to be the queen, huh? The parents.
So St. George got upon his horse.
He rode up the hill.
He rode down the hill.
Up the hill.
Other way.
Up the hill. That way. Down the hill.
Other way.
Up the hills. Down the hills. Around the dale. All right, he skipped the dale.
But finally he came to the deep, dank, dark cave of
the dragon. Everybody boo!
From inside the cave, he heard a roar!
From inside the cave, he heard a scream! That is awesome. But now the dragon's ears were bleeding. So, St. George charged that the dragon should get out here and fight it out like a man.
The dragon came forward and bared his teeth.
St. George bared his sword. And they did do fierce battle. Fight! They fought back and forth.
Whoa, they fought forth and back.
Okay, forth and back. But finally, St. George got the upper hand. He stabbed. Everyone say once, twice, thrice.
Once,
twice, thrice.
And the dragon died a huge, hammy death.
Everyone wave your fist, say die. 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 Give him a hand.
And St. George was triumphant!
Hip, hip. The princess came out of the cave. Everybody on your post.
And said, I be the princess sweet and kind.
I be the princess sweet and kind.
Pretty of face and bright of mind.
Pretty of face and bright of mind.
George, you'd say, I be George, brave and true. Loud.
I be George, brave and true.
I be here to fight for you.
I be here to fight for you.
Give him both a hand. And they fell in love. Go ahead. My favorite part of the show. Come on, fall in love.
We're on break.
I won't say a word about that sword. My friend, dude, it's a love scene. Stop looking at me. Actually, Ariana, you know why this is my favorite part of the show? Look at his face. See the look of fear and confusion for the love scene? And here's the even better part. You look at that face. You're going to have that kind of power over men for the rest of George, would you like to skip the love scene?
Yes.
Like the skies would, right? All right. It was just a joke anyway. We'll skip to the end, okay? At the end of a somewhat awkward love scene, watch his face, kiss! Watch his face, don't kiss him. You don't know where he's been. They shook hands, everyone say, oh.
St. George made ready to ride off when suddenly in burst
An evil knight, everybody
And he said, hold, Sir Knight, for I would have the princess for my very own.
Who be ye, said St. George.
And the evil knight did say, here's your line, start with a grrr! Say, a knight from evil lands be I.
A knight from evil land be I.
Here to give my sword a try.
Here to give me sword a try.
And
Tell them we've seen the show.
And with a grrr!
I would give him a hand. And end with a boo. They love you.
And I would have the princess
For my very own. No, you shall not, said St. George. So they did do. Whoa. Don't know your own strength, do you?
So ferocious was the battle that St. George's sword broke.
Luckily, he does have an angel on his side. So they fight, back and forth, and back. Don't kill him.
3 days did they do battle.
With no side gaining the upper hand.
When finally, upon the 3rd day of battle,
The evil knight got a somewhat unchivalrous plan.
he pointed and said,
Point.
say,
Okay, not that finger. Do that
say,
one.
look,
Sorry.
the Pope.
Say, look the Pope.
Look
the Pope.
Look the Pope.
He spoke the ancient language of giggle. St. George, being a good Christian, turned to see the Pope, whereupon he was promptly stabbed in the back, and he died. Everyone say boo! One more boo, taunt the audience.
The princess was very sad. She said, can no one save this virtuous knight?
Can no one save this virtuous knight?
Heaven did hear her cry and sent forth, and there an angel together. Beautiful. And the angel did say, Princess sweet, be not afraid.
Princess sweet, be not afraid.
Say, St. George shall live to wed the maid.
St. George shall live to wed the maid.
And she brought forth rain. Everyone, give her a little bit of rain. And she sprinkled just a little of that rain on a St. George. Go for it. Yes. Because when you get the smallest part in the show, you get the funniest joke. Hip, hip.
When St. George felt the rejuvenating rain from heaven, he
He leapt to his feet, triumphant over death. Hip, hip. Soggy but curiously refreshed. Here we go. Silently.
In royal progress appeared our queen, Queen Ariana. Big bro.
Trumpets, everyone!
The queen was happy to see her daughter again be happy. Woo! Woo! Yes.
The queen's happiness was watched over by the angel and a bee-headed dragon up in heaven.
As she pardoned the evil knight.
Will you be a good knight forevermore, yes or no?
Yeah.
Hip hip! Will you be kind and generous forevermore, yes or no?
Yes,
Hip hip! Said generously by everyone in the audience, a round of drinks after the show, yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
He said no! Sorry, they've been trained.
The queen was so happy. She gave her daughter's hand to St. George.
In marriage, I would say, aww. At the end of a beautiful wedding ceremony, they kissed. Go for it. They shook hands. I would say, aww. And they
all lived.
loud as you can.